We just spent all this time talking about the Bills' needs on offense and how that relates to players coming out in the NFL draft this season. Well, now it's time to look at the defensive side of the ball and who to watch out for come this weekend at the NFL Combine. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to continual coverage of the Combine, 2019 NFL Combine, who to watch for. This time we talk about NFL cornerbacks. These guys coming into the NFL draft process at the cornerback position. Bills need a good number 2 corner. We know who we got on the one side, Tre'Davious White, right? Covered. Who's going to be the number 2, maybe even the number 3 slot corner? We're going to talk about that in this episode. Before we do that, however, if you're new to Believers Talk, please hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you for joining me for this episode. You can check back. We have covered the wide receiver, tight end, and both offensive line positions, and now we talk a little defensive side of the ball. So happy to bring defense back to you. Cornerback edition this time. We did the cornerback edition as far as who's available in free agency earlier towards the end of the season in 2018. Now we're going to look at these collegiate athletes coming out in the 2019 NFL Draft. So guys, again, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We will be live for you during the NFL Draft. So if you want NFL Draft coverage, want to talk Buffalo Bills or anything Buffalo sports, hit that subscribe button and join us for the NFL Draft. So going into the cornerbacks, we'll give you my top 10 heading into the NFL Combine and a couple sleepers, a couple guys you should watch this weekend at the NFL Combine. We'll start with the sleepers just because, you know, you guys don't care about my top 10, but you care about who to watch for. Who are the guys no one's talking about? Everyone's talking about these guys in the top 10. Who are the guys no one's talking about? If I say, you might want to talk about them soon. First, we're going to go to UTEP, and we're going to talk about Nik Needham, 6 foot, 190 pounds. 2018, he had 1 interception, 9 pass breakups, 62 tackles. Don't let the numbers fool you. He was not given the opportunity to have a lot of interceptions because they did not throw the ball his way. UTEP, a struggling team, not too many bright spots. Nik Needham, however, was one of them. The ball did not go his way too often. Had a great season, holding off some of the bigger wide receivers they faced. One of his downfalls, he's not a quick guy. Physical, though. Physical at the line of scrimmage. A lot of scouts think he might be a good zone cornerback in the NFL. So look out for him coming to the combine. Maybe he'll get a faster 40 time than some experts expect and move up that draft board a little bit. Going down to Ole Miss, we talk about Ken Webster, 5'11", 200 pounds in 2018. 2 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, 33 tackles. However, guys, if you look back at his career, his sophomore season, he tears his ACL. Okay, he's out for the rest of the season after the first game. It was the first game of the season. Tears his ACL. Doesn't fully recover on his junior season, plays his junior season with that torn ACL, but still not playing up to what some scouts say is his potential. And there are still some scouts saying that he is still not 100%, not running his fastest. And, you know, if we watch the combine and see him run a fast 40 time, you might see this guy begin to jump up some draft boards. You're talking about fast guy, cut off wide receiver routes. He's good at that. He's good at eliminating separation from the wide receiver and the cornerback. So look out for Ken Webster, cornerback, Ole Miss. Then my third guy, last guy as far as my sleepers go, Justin Layne, cornerback, Michigan State. Started as a wide receiver. Started his collegiate career as a wide receiver, but wasn't doing that great wide receiver. So what did they do? Moved him to cornerback. And in 2018, he had 1 interception, 15 pass breakups, and 72 tackles. 72 tackles, that's more than most, if not all, of the players on my top 10 list. Probably the top tackler out of the quarterbacks coming out this season, or at least up there. So you have to consider him as a potential sleeper. You look at the fact that he was originally a wide receiver coming into college. That means he has raw talent, he has raw ability, and that means he has plenty of room to grow, room to learn. So look forward to seeing that, and we might see some improvement from him in the NFL Combine, jump up some boards heading into the 2019 NFL Draft. Let's move into my top 10 cornerbacks coming into the 2019 NFL Combine. Guys, we're going to start with Brian Murphy, cornerback from Washington, 5'11", 182 pounds. Redshirt freshman in 2017. Then found him getting 3 interceptions, 7 pass deflections, and 16 tackles. In 2018, he improved on those numbers, improved with 4 interceptions, 13 pass breakups, and 58 tackles, guys. So he's only had 2 years of college experience. That means he's young. That means he still has raw ability, talent, some room to grow, some room to blossom as a player, and that is what you like to see heading into the NFL. We're talking about a fast guy, a guy that is able to run with the tall wide receivers. You know, he can be a good slot corner, possibly a good number 2 corner, which is exactly what the Buffalo Bills need. I go to number 2, and I go to Julian Love, cornerback from Notre Dame, 5'10", 189 pounds, 2018, 1 interception, 16 pass breakups, 63 tackles. Probably not as high, or probably higher than they have on some other boards. There are 2 guys that I saw on some other websites that were up above them. I'll get to them in a second, but they have some questionable things around them as well, including some off-field issues, which makes me bring them down a little bit, especially if we're talking Buffalo Bills, Coach McDermott, Brandon Beane, so far proven to be some no-nonsense type guys. So we'll talk about them in a second. Number 3, I have Amari and sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this for all you Penn State fans, so you have to excuse me. Uri Ruyu, quarterback, Penn State, 6'1", 204 pounds. In 2018, had 3 interceptions, 12 pass breakups, and 51 tackles. Guys, this guy had a pretty good Senior Bowl as well. Looks pretty decent from the cornerback position. So look to see what he can do at the NFL Combine. See if he can impress some scouts there and move up boards. Going on to number 4, we got a guy who some experts actually rank this guy as the top corner in this year's draft. We're talking about DeAndre Baker, cornerback from Georgia, 5'11", 183 pounds, 2018 and 2 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, and 40 tackles. The reason why I have him down a little bit lower is due to some character issues. Character issues tend to not always go away entering the NFL, and I hope they do for this young man. I really hope they do. He cleans up his act, but he does have some off-the-field issues. Skipped the bowl game this year for Georgia. That always leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I know players want to be able to rest up, maybe get ready for the NFL Combine, NFL Draft process, and not risk injury in a bowl game. I'm still one of those guys that likes to see you participate. This is your team, right? You led them, you helped lead them to a bowl game. Why wouldn't you want to play in that bowl game? I know that for Georgia, it was a little disappointing this season, but you should still try to participate in all of your team activities. What does that say moving forward about this young man, especially considering his off-the-field and character issue question marks already? We'll see what happens. They do give scouts time to question players coming out, so we'll see if he does well with those tests. Number 5, I have Greedy Williams, cornerback, LSU, 6'2", 175 pounds. Nice size for a cornerback, and anybody who has the first name Greedy, you gotta like him. You gotta like him. Cornerback of LSU, 2018, he had 2 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, 32 tackles. Concerns about speed and character. Again, a character concern type guy that always worries me coming into the NFL draft. So that's why I have these guys ranked a little bit lower than a lot of the other experts on their boards. So we'll look to see how they do in the NFL Combine if they move up some boards that way. Number 6, I have Lonnie Johnson Jr., cornerback from Kentucky, 6'3", 206 pounds, 4 pass breakups, and 23 tackles in 2018. Great Senior Bowl week. If you guys watch the Senior Bowl, if you watch the live coverage here on Believers Talk, we talked a little about Lonnie Johnson Jr., how he was impressing at the Senior Bowl, able to stick with some of the bigger wide receivers at the Senior Bowl. And, you know, when you talk about Senior Bowl, you're talking about competition that you can go up against in the NFL. So played really well in the Senior Bowl. That might lead to some good things, depending on how he does at the Combine come NFL Draft Day. Number 7, I have Rocky Sin, cornerback from Temple, 5'11", 189 pounds. 2018, had 2 interceptions, 12 pass deflections, and 47 tackles. Number 8, Eamon Marshall, cornerback USC, 6'1", 203 pounds, 9 pass deflections, 48 tackles in 2018. Also had a good Senior Bowl week as well. Number 9, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, cornerback from Florida. Also can play a little bit of safety too, so we all know how much we love the versatility on the Buffalo Bills. Yes, we have great safeties back there, but it never hurts to have a little bit of depth at those positions. And then if you have a guy who can play corner and then play safety possibly if needed, that always works out as well. In 2018, he played the slot corner position, guys. We know how there was a rotating door at slot corner for the Buffalo Bills in 2018. Maybe this will solidify that position in 2019 if we pick up a guy like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. 2 interceptions, 2 pass breakups, a stat that you haven't heard yet, 3 sacks in 2018, 66 tackles. So this is the only guy on this list that has sacks added to his resume. Doesn't mind getting in there and going after the quarterback, which is always a big plus when you talk about blitzing corners in the NFL. And then number 10, I got Joejuan Williams, cornerback from Vanderbilt, 6'3", 208 pounds, 4 interceptions, 14 pass breakups, and 61 tackles in 2018. Good size, matched up well against A.J. Brown when they played Ole Miss in that game where Vanderbilt won in overtime. So, that, again, you're playing against NFL elite talent, and you do well, that won't do anything but make your stock rise come the NFL Combine, come the NFL Draft. So those are the players I'm looking forward to seeing. Again, give you some of my sleepers, gave you my top 10. Let me know what you think as far as the top 10 corners. Will the Buffalo Bills draft a corner? Are we going with a free agent corner? We did talk about free agent corners in an earlier episode, so go back, check that out. I may put a card or something on here so you guys can check that out if you'd like. But we'll see. Will the Buffalo Bills build in the draft at the cornerback position, or will we look at free agency to get one of the veteran guys to lead this team into the future? So thank you for joining my Bleav Talk again. My name is Joe. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Let me know what you think. Always enjoy the comments. Always enjoy getting back to you. So let me know what you think. Was there a name I missed? Was there someone who you think is a sleeper come the 2019 NFL Combine, NFL Draft? Let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will soon. But until I do, go Bills.